And we're live. So good
Hello.
morning and good evening to everyone. Hi, Albert. How are you?
Oh, fucking hell, Albert, you jumped pretty fucking
Yeah,
quick. Bloody
I
hell,
know.
you was just on the bloody live stream earlier on another one. That was well quick. Hello, Sugar Bites, and hello, Fertless, and Fertlet, and maybe even Slimy Fertless and Robots. How are you?
And Whispers from Heaven has just arrived, so hi to you as well. Thank you for joining us tonight. As the title suggests, I thought we would talk about shapeshifters and reptilians.
Illuminati confirmed. I am one of them.
Oh, yeah, me too. Oh, this is interesting. I actually have a commercial that has played prior to going live.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
I have moved
you're
up.
milking that revenue now. You're milking that revenue.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So that's interesting. Rachel, I actually sent you a invite. Oh, you're a robot. We won't go there. But obviously, with the numbers that we get, there's hardly any accusation we could be accused of having fake.
Just have very little.
Exactly.
We'd be lucky to get 11 viewers. 11 viewers, we're doing great.
That's right. So no, I haven't purchased any any robots. Anyway, yes, I thought we would talk about the topic of shapeshifters and reptilians, as well as doing a spirit box, of course. Now, the interesting, I don't know whether you can notice, like I've actually got a different mic today. So do you notice any?
Like I'm listening to you on a radio station, I must say.
Oh,
More
okay. So
that's
is
a
that
good thing or a
good?
bad thing?
Well, if I go like this, can you hear a tapping?
Yeah.
And that should be coming through your right speaker. And
I don't know, I ain't got stereo on this, have I?
all right,
So you got
and then this one, for those that are wearing headphones, this tapping noise will be coming through your left headset.
Confused? It's on the wrong side, just turn your headphones round if it
Yep. And that's how you know if your headphones are on right. Oh, thank you, Albert. He's always full of compliments. I actually cut my fringe. I gave myself a fringe.
So how am I doing, Albert? Is this good? The face fungus I'm getting here. Is that right? The face fungus? Like the face fungus? Manly for you? Manly? Whereas I usually wear eyeliner and nails, but manly face fungus.
Can't see her. Oh, you can't see me.
See who?
Ooh.
I can see.
Oh, you have to get Chrome first. This is from Rachel. So Rachel, to my surprise, is one of my patrons. And I'll give a shout out to my other patron, which is Sharra Artz. So I've only got two to remember. I know. But I've had some really I've had some really interesting things lately. Chris is really coming out of his shell a bit more. With these mics, and there's actually two because it's a surround sound kind of thing. I was testing them out, and I said to him, can you help me out with these? Because the more sensitive the mic, the better, especially when you're capturing EVPs. So I asked him, if he could talk into it, and it was like, oh, I want to try that. So he's becoming more interactive. So if through the live stream you do hear a male's voice that is outside of yours,
that was incredible hijack.
then a voice hijacking, that it is not order. It's definitely not me, because last I checked, I'm not a male.
It's not the two patrons either.
And there's no male living here. So with that said, apart from my dog, but he hasn't been talking lately.
He's a reptilian shapeshifter. Excuse my voice, I've been watching Creationist Cat lately, and so I've managed to pick up his voice sometime. Shut him out.
Yeah, so going back to the topic, and I really want to try to keep on topic. I'll just say hi to Liz, who's popped in, and of course Whispers from Heaven, in case I missed saying hello. We've got Lady J1377 with a lovely love heart blossom. So thank you for joining. Okay, so going back to our topic on reptilians and shapeshifters. One thing I've noticed.
Hold the phones. I think Rachel's downloaded her Chrome. She's like, what do I do now? What do I do now?
Okay. Well, give me a second and I will. If you click the invite that I sent you, Rachel, then you should be able to join the live stream. But I will send another invite.
A lot of live streams I've been to, you can fire out a link in the chat room. As long as everyone is good and doesn't press it by the person it's aimed at, you can do that. But I don't know how to do that. Does that make sense?
Okay.
But I just was on the stream earlier where it happened. Like, how do I get in then, guys? And just threw me a link. Clicked it in the chat room, and there I was. But I don't know if that was done through Hangouts or YouTube. I ain't got a clue.
All right. Well, I'm going to send another invite. So this
my
way,
phone rings.
Click on it and you go.
My phone literally rings. So you probably want Hangouts as well, Rachel. I don't know if you're using a PC or a phone or what, but when High Priestess sets me up, it's a literal phone call almost.
Oh, I must have like a special. Mine must
You've got a line to the order of magnitude Batcave. Yeah, line 2.
Okay.
The multi Batcave.
Yeah, so one thing I've noticed with these shapeshifter and reptilian things. Hi, she's on, yay. Hi. Okay,
Hi.
so just very quickly with the topic, and I keep sort of like getting sidetracked, so forgive me. But with the topic, one thing I've noticed is that a lot of these videos that are going up showing reptilians and stuff like that are all copied from digital TVs, which means a digital reception will always lose its tracking, so to speak. It loses signal, which means that the images become very pixelated, and it's actually quite laughable because these people that are posting up these videos are alleging that this pixelation or loss of signal is revealing a reptilian. And anyone who believes that, I mean, seriously? What was that?
It's the end of the earth. The world's coming to an end, right? This is why, sort of related, I don't pay my TV license because digital is now not analog. If that was analog, we wouldn't get this because these reptilian things would have been found analog. Now, as High Priestess says, the pixelation, some of them are quite detrimental. Their face goes all over the place, but you need to get these proof. I'm not saying reptilians don't exist, okay? They probably don't, but we never know about these things. But doing it through digital TV is not good evidence. It's just I think your receptions is going. But I have seen some ones that
I had a long time ago. We set up to record some program on TV. I think it was my husband was watching. He wasn't really like a sports person, but there was a commercial that came on, and it had like people running across a soccer field, and it switched back to the guy who was doing the news or something, and the pixelation sort of like showed him merging in with the soccer field. And I thought, well, how can you even say that guy is a reptilian unless he's got soccer field people running all over his face? But it was all pixelated, and even with the fact that there's I had a very good example when my husband took a photo of me one day, and I sort of like glanced quickly at him taking.
Oh, your eyes! Your eyes! Yeah.
So
the eye thing.
Exactly. My eyes looked as though they had like cat's eyes, like slits. And it was because I looked quickly and back because I was getting ready to go out. And with the double flash on a camera, it will sort of like freeze frame, if that makes sense, you know, like so.
Let's throw a variable in there now. Someone's going to moan now and go, or skeptics are going to go, well, you just double bluffed yourself, because that means
I haven't at all. I haven't at all. What I've done.
Any you take on a phone, like to do spirit and stuff, how do you know your phone hasn't cocked up and it's not a spirit, it's just a cock up on your phone? Ugh. So you're going to get sorted out.
The thing that I say to people is this: you cannot record something or you cannot photograph something if it's not there. If you're seeing it and you're intentionally aiming your camera towards it, or you're aiming your phone towards it to take the photo,
I stand by my picture, my Charlie picture. I stand by that.
Yeah, well, if there is a reason for you to be taking a photo in that position, I mean, who is going to just take a photo of a wall or of a doorway if there's nothing there? It doesn't make sense.
Static click. I was ghost hunting anyway, and we had a static click, and I took the picture in that direction. That's how it came about. But
exactly.
With your own
so when you take a photo of, you know, you have either a sense or you see something move in that direction. And trust me, spirits are really quick. They're not as though they're just going to always be, you know, very slow as it is in movies, walking slowly by. They're quick. You know, they're like, you know, so that's why I had to basically count. Every time Chris would pop around the corner, he'd say, Karen, and he'd duck. Karen. And it was like, I thought, okay, how long is the interval between this? So I thought, I'll get you. And he stuck his tongue out at me. And I mean, even pareidolia, you can't make an actual face with the tongue sticking out. And so those that actually saw the photo would have seen his cheekiness, you know. And the actual reason he stuck his tongue out to the side was because he was having a go at, I was looking at these photos of my daughter, and when they went out to some outing, all these photos were like, you know, tongue out to the side and the peace sign. And I thought, what is it with people these days? You know, or they've got the bird flipped. And he was laughing. He was actually laughing about it. And this is Chris's thing now. I'll stick my tongue out to the side when you take a photo of me, you know. So that's why I know, because it must be like a thing. I don't know. I'm past all that. We didn't have, you know, my daughter, my young one, was amazed to know that we actually had cameras back in my day.
Oh wow!
I know, that's like TV. We had TV. We were born in the dinosaur era. I mean, like every race. I mean, it's not really racism, but what I'm going to say is every place has their own thing. Like the Chinese, they don't smile. They like to puff their cheeks out. They do this. You ever see a Chinese photo? They put their cheeks out. That is their way of smiling. I kid you not. Honestly, that's I don't know what they do, but that's their thing. You know, I mean, other people do that or whatever, or you know, thumbs up, or Chris's case. But Chinese or Japanese, when they take selfies and stuff, they all do that for some reason.
Wow. Maybe it's because they want cheeks like mine.
I have no idea. It's
you know, no, they are not. They are not. You know,
I'm not being funny. It's a cultural thing. They do, honestly.
I didn't get like double D's inserted into my cheeks or anything like that. I'm having a cheek implant. I'm going to put my cheeks up. But yeah, going back to the, you know, shapeshifters and that, I mean, seriously, going with shapeshifters, spirits do shapeshift. That is a fact. You know, they can actually appear in the form that they choose. You know, like I've had the case where one spirit that came through was, you know, a grown man, and he was talking, you know, with me and telling me, oh, this is, you know, my sister or whatever. And I was, okay, you know, so he's saying he must be your brother. And she was like, yes, that's my brother. And then at the end, when I had finished the reading, I said, well, thank you very much for coming through, and thank you for, you know, providing this information which validates that you are really here. He walked off, and as he turned, he became, right before my eyes, he morphed to a young boy.
What?
And I was left like this, and I had never seen that till then.
Well, going back to the money shot photo I have, I mean, people are trying to work out, is Charlie looking at us? Is he going away from us? Is he flipping the bird, or is he saying, come here? So it's like his body's all twisted. He's either going away from you, but coming towards you. It's a really disorienting shot. I mean, yeah, he's obviously floating and his hand is out, but what is the image he's doing? You put filters on, it looks like he's beckoning you to come closer. Someone says he's flipping the bird, but people can't work out if he's going away or if he's coming toward, you know. It's like a twisted body thing. It's a really weird shape-shifty thing, you know. Well, you've seen the photo in times, but you know what I mean. So it's certainly not human-like. I mean, I can't do that.
Well, you probably could.
Yeah, I'm a shapeshifter.
Yeah, I think you are. Well, you know, but the thing is, with spirits, they can do that. Many people have had occasions where they might hear a child's voice, and sometimes it's spirits that will pretend to be a child, you know.
Yeah.
So there have been times where people have seen what looks like young children darting across the room, and they go into the room only to find nobody there, and they're like, okay, I'm either seeing things or there was really a child. Then later on, they're wondering if they've got more than one spirit because of the fact that all of a sudden they're seeing adults, or they're seeing an adult figure. And so with that said, that could be the one spirit shape-shifting from two separate parts of its life. So with this, going back to this story about this male, it was then later discovered at the end of the reading. That's when I say, do you have anything to say? Now you can tell me anything. And that's how I prefer it. So she said to me, well, it makes sense that he would appear as a male now, because he would be, like, as an adult now, because he would be an adult. But when he passed away, he was a child.
How young?
That was her further confirmation that it was him. I mean, right before my eyes, and I was literally, I was paused. I just didn't know what to say. And she said, are you there? And I said, yeah, I just can't believe what I've just seen. And I tried putting it into words, you know. I mean, it was easy to say, look, he's gone from a man to a child, and I just can't sort of, you know, get my head around this, because all my life I have seen spirits, but I've never seen them morph like that.
Yeah.
I mean, right before my eyes. I've seen them appear, you know, which is always like ground up, and then you start to see them from the head down form, or they may form like a part of their body. You might see an arm, which appears to be, you know, without a body, but there is a body.
I've never actually seen spirit with my own eyes, only on camera, taking a photo and it comes out on camera. Wifey has never seen, once she's only seen a full apparition of Charlie, proud, tall man, she describes, but usually it's either just the head or just you know, and she's probably only seen it a handful of times as well, like say 6 times or something, you know, in total. The one that freaked her out the most, as I've told before, is Peter's head. His head was the same height as where, if you know, if you're standing there, but there's nothing else, just his head staring back at her down by the stairs, which was and it stayed there and it lingered and it looked at her in a well, not really threatening, just poker face, no expression, you know. But that, it was a bit eerie, obviously. But so yeah, you know, it's not often you see the full manifestation. Even on my photo, he's floating. There's no legs there. He's got no legs, you know, floating. So
what about you, Rachel? Have you seen anything?
No, but my mother has. He was mentioning the thing with the head. My mom said she saw her grandfather's head, just the head, after he passed away. I think it'd been a couple of years, but yeah, she was about maybe 14 years old. She said, yeah, I just saw his head and that was it, and just it was kind of like floating almost.
It was the same height as what he would be like if he was all there. If that makes sense.
Well, the fact that she said it
heavy.
looked like it was floating, I would assume. I mean, I've never asked her in depth about that, but I'm assuming just because she said it was floating, that maybe so.
Yeah, just wondering if it's the same height as if, like, if he was all there, if you could see him, if he'd be the same height, or if it's just a random head.
Just random heads.
Random head.
But no, I'm going to ask her that now. I'm kind of curious.
Yeah, dude.
Who's saying, is there a Chris in our live stream, or are you saying hi, Chris, to my Chris? There's a few Chris's. Hi, Chris, saying.
It's a cool name.
I don't know. Is there a Chris in there?
I have to keep refreshing the live stream, the chat, because it's quite, no one's really talking, which is cool. You're all robots, I understand. But
I'm a robot.
I'm not sure if it's if you're not typing or if my phone's crashed.
Yes, everyone type blue.
Please.
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 But
No,
actually,
I didn't think it was so funny.
You know, with jokes aside, I actually feel that, you know, she had a point. She really did make a very good argument at if you've got over 1,000 or more people viewing.
Even like people who've got like 40, 50,000 subscribers, don't always get 1,000 on the stream. And when you have 1,000 usually on stream, if they're interactive, the fucking chat goes boom. Hence the super chat element to get your message out there.
Exactly.
But, yeah. Bizarre. I don't know. I don't want to speculate.
Hi, Debbie. Debbie Ferguson has joined us. Yeah, so, I mean, but as a fair argument and, you know, without repeating names or anything like that, which I've got no intention of doing, those who watched it would know who is referring to. But it is a very fair point that if you have a number of people watching and there's even people in the live stream, like in the chat, I should say, that are appearing there, but they're not responding to anybody, then you have to ask questions. You must ask questions. Look, what they do is their business, but at the end of the day, they're only fooling themselves, you know. So you can invest all you want with Fiverr. And on Fiverr, it is a known fact that, I mean, you can go on there, you can buy viewers, you can buy subscribers, you can actually, you know, and what they do is they put them in intervals so that they're not all like in one bulk. You know, they will spread it out over a week or two or whatever. So you do get your money's worth, apparently. But I'm not game to do it because, knowing my luck, my channel gets down.
I want to see my graph go down and down and down as I get less views and unsubscribes. I want to see that shit going on.
Exactly. Well, I'll give you a very classic example. There's one particular person with over 120-something thousand subscribers, and when they had their silver play button sent in from YouTube, there were only 500 likes and 38 dislikes, and a total of about 5,000 or 6,000 views. I mean, if you've got that many people that are, you know, have given you that opportunity.
Is that person that daily like my videos? Only really 10% of my audience watch. I mean, I only get 100, 200 views per video, but I'm doing it daily now. But I'm quantity over quality. I put out so much shite, you can't keep up with me unless you really have no life. Thank you, Fertless, that has no life. I'm really proud.
Welcome.
Thank you, Rachel.
Seriously, you know, my views don't really reflect my subscriber numbers. So, but yes, I do see your point. When you've got 139,000 fucking people and less than sort of 4% are turning out, especially if you're not daily, you're only once a week or whatever. Bit sus.
It is, but I mean, you'd think there would be. I mean, that was a year ago. This video of getting that silver play button was put up, and there's still only 500 that have hit like. I mean, because those people have been behind him. Oh, I gave it away. Behind male and have got them or attained for them that recognition from YouTube, then one would assume, you know, where's the 100,000 at least that have hit like to say, yes, we believe in this person so much that, you know.
50%. Especially ask for it, because a lot of people do say, please like, please subscribe. It does help, which it does. Even if you hit dislike, it does help. You know, not saying that you guys have to do it on mine. I don't give a fuck either way. But you know, you usually when you ask for it from your loyal third list, they usually do. They usually do hit like. You know.
Yeah.
You, Rachel, being smug.
But that's the thing. I mean, if you're going, I mean, this has gone from shape-shifting to a new. I have to retitle this video.
That's my first live stream ever.
Exactly. This is like the strangest kind of live stream you've.
Cancerous is what it is. But hey, it's
it is. It's quite funny though. I mean, and the people that come on and they do the clickbait videos, you know, of, I'm quitting.
Yeah. I've never done that. No, I never. I never done
that.
So when they quit, they're back again, and you're like, oh damn, I thought they were quitting, and I liked it. So yeah.
At least I understood. I said it was clickbait. I wasn't really quitting. I just wanted to get everyone's attention for that one time. I'm never doing it again, but you know, I did do that video saying I'm quitting when I'm not, and I'm doing quitting. It got views too.
Just another quick shout out. We have Kathy Cook who's arrived. Hello. Whispers from Heaven. Liz Hall. And who else have we got in here? Albert. We have the Talking Dead.
Oh.
We have Matt Gray.
Definitely Liz Hall. She just hit the nail on the head. Don't care how many subs I have. It's not about the numbers. It isn't. When we all first started doing this, it was just to give out freaking some evidence. And, you know, it's not TV or staged or fishwire or however any other ways you can fake these things. And maybe a lot of us, including myself, have lost our way a little bit, maybe, in terms of being idolized and stuff, you know. So this includes me too. So it's a self-critical at me. But no, subscribe shouldn't really mean anything. But ignore me. I'm a idiot.
Okay.
What do I know?
So from now on, we're going to ignore order of magnitude and carry on with my channel.
I promise you it'll be worth it.
No, we wouldn't do that. But I mean, to be honest, in all fairness, if it wasn't, and this is like no kiss butting either, because I don't do that, but if it wasn't for you, Order, I would never have got on and shown my face on YouTube. My videos were always, you know, I would rather be behind the camera than in front of it. So I have to.
I think I noticed that.
This is typical. You say something and he disappears.
I've noticed that before in the live streams.
See, I can attest that because, like I said, before I was on YouTube by many years when I was a taxi driver, High Priestess, Huff Paranormal, Contact Mortis at the time, and a few others, but some are still here, some are not. I used to watch religiously, E.V.P. Paranormal Science. So this is way before I even started commenting. I didn't have a profile at the time, you know, but I used to watch. And yes, you were never ever showing your face ever on your things. I had no idea. So that's really that makes me heartbroken.
No. Well, there you go. And now everyone's probably saying, go back to not showing your face, Karen. And I grant you that I will do that one day.
I love your face.
Definitely asked how long have you been on YouTube? You can answer that, but it's well over 4 years. I'm pretty sure it is.
Thank you, Rachel. So, with, you know, I think I've summed up my opinion on reptilians and shapeshifters. that if you're going to be recording something from a digital television, expect the actual signal to interfere with other parts of it. And if you are noticing on a lot of those videos where they show reptilians, and their eyes
Oh,
are
God.
supposedly going like this. You know, like
Yeah.
you'll notice that they're slowed down the video. For one, the video's on really slow play, and they've added this like funny kind of music behind it. And if you have a look at the eye is actually moving from side to side, which means that it will always give that illusion. If it's done quickly, you'll see it will look as though it is going like a cat's eye, like the pupil is going to a slit, so to speak. But because they've slowed it down, it looks as though it's actually blinking.
Well, time to it with your evidence. That's the way to do it, as they say.
That's right. So, I mean,
I'm not trying to say reptilians exist among us. I haven't got that information either way, yes or no. But if you're going to try and prove it, digital TV is not the answer.
No, absolutely not. So that is my theory. Believe it if you will, don't believe it, but always question. And that is also something I want to stipulate when it comes to anything that is, you know, paranormal. You must question. It's okay to be on the fence. It's okay to be partially skeptical. You must question things. Otherwise, you'll be, you know, get lost in it. And that's when people were like, oh, my God, serious?
It's okay as well. I must admit this because I was on a stream that is a bit controversial in terms of, oh, fuck it, I'll say I was on I.T.C stream. Now, I.T.C.
Oh, yeah, you were.
Just because I'm on a stream with someone doesn't mean to say I believe in everything they do. And everything, you know, you are allowed to, you know, okay, you agree with them on this, but you don't agree with them on that. I don't mean to say you should unsubscribe and run away and fucking fire fucks into them, but at the same time, you don't have to believe in everything they do and what the evidence they put out. You know, I mean, the one I want to get, I've had my Chloe box thrown 3 times now. And it happened to fall in the description of that video. It fell off. This time it only fell off into the equipment behind me. I'm like, you bastards, you know I want to get this on camera so bad. And I'm sure people going, well, we could have faked it or whatever. Until I get it on camera, that is fine to fucking think like that. It's not like, well, order of magnitude is the saint, so he must never fake.
He even stated that.
I never will. I never will, but, you know, it's okay to think, well, till he gets on camera, I'm going to hold reservations on it. That is
fair call. Very fair call. But personally, I would be putting that box on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm moving it. I'm moving it. I
wouldn't be chanting it.
Well, 3.5 times it's happened now. So it's just like, whoa. The first time I haven't documented it. Second time I sort of mentioned it in a video. And when it did it a third time, like I ran upstairs like with the camera, the FUD. And I knew what it was. But, you know, like I say, when editing the description for that video, it falls off again. I'm like, you are taking the piss. It didn't launch, it just fell like it, you know, it just fell off, you know. But I think they know I want to get it on camera or whatever, you know. But it's a high price to pay to wreck that box over the course of some fucking good evidence, you know.
Exactly.
So if it does get wrecked, I want it on camera and I want them to hurl it down the fucking bathroom, you know, on camera. I really, really do.
For sure.
I want them to come and say, hello, it's me. I'm a ghostie throwing your stuff around. That's what I want. If they're going to wreck the box, but yes, I will. Well, I've already moved it to a lower bit, so it, you know, who's to say it can lift up and go anywhere else? But it's, I'll never get another one, will I? So.
Oh, what is this? Ray Clark said, "I believe everything I read," and we have Matt Graves say, "I do only if it's on the internet."
Yeah, must be true. It's gotta be true. Real.
It's got to be true.
Oh, bless you.
So how many subscribers you got, and it's all true.
Well, that's right. There are no more mysteries in this world. It is, you know, that is it.
Nobody hoaxes anything anymore. You know, UFOs that I've seen while out, you know, on the airplane. No one uses any CGI graphics to fool you. Who would do such a thing?
Not at all.
No. So getting back to our little chat room, there are quite a few people starting to join. We have 13 unlucky for some who are watching at the moment. Yes, that is a bingo call. I used to play bingo.
Bingo. Oh, where would you
Everyone
go?
says quiet.
I know. Just.
It's like, I used to call bingo.
That was pretty straight.
What's this? It's better, and I did.
Well done,
What?
Ray. Well done.
Ray, I sort of like lost in translation. So let me
Like
see
I
if I
said,
can.
straight over my head.
Yeah, mine too. Okay, so let me see if I can bring this out. This chat.
Ray, you reminded me I want a cup of tea. Thank you, Ray.
Right.
You reminded my body to get a cup of tea, so let's do it.
I already finished mine.
So let me see if we can.
How you drink tea in America? I've never seen such.
Yes, me too.
My
Wow.
daughter is that T2 or something it's called.
Terminator 2?
I think it's T2. I can't remember the name, but see, I'm a coffee person, to be honest.
That's how my husband is.
And the funny thing is, coffee actually puts me to sleep. So I have like an opposite type of feeling. If I'm tired and I drink coffee, it puts me to sleep.
Okay.
If I'm yeah, so it's really weird. I actually have Ray Clark plays bingo. This is the live stream where everyone divulges their little secrets. Don't you love it? So let me have a look if I can pop out our screen.
I can't see chat, by the way, at all in a minute.
Okay. I can't see chat either.
There's chat.
Oh.
It might take 2 devices for me to get chat. You need 2 devices. Oh, there's my lighter.
There is our chat, which has taken up my whole screen. What's this?
Yeah.
Did you know the numbers before they came out, Karen? I'll tell you one thing. I actually was proposed to by my first husband at bingo. He was a bingo caller and sexy man. And he actually stopped in the middle of the game and asked me to marry him.
Oh, wow.
I mean,
you said yeah, right? You did say yeah. Because actually you said
I was
no.
like, bingo.
Yay. Bingo.
Or Housie. It was quite funny actually. But yes,
you said no.
let me just bring up our screen again. So we'll go back. Yes, it was a monumental moment in my life.
Yeah, right, I bet.
And yeah, it was lovely. It was lovely.
Yeah.
But then I said, to prove that you really love me, you've got to go out in the middle of the road and scream out, Karen, I love you. And he did it.
Well, no, I just had to carry him
In the middle of the night.
He's done the hard bit already. He's done the hard bit, so yeah,
And there wasn't actually until we were signing our wedding certificate that I realised I was older.
That happened to my grandparents. Oh my!
I know, he had just turned 22. So
cradle snatcher! Wow.
But he was absolutely adorable, and I still love him. I really do. And this is the thing, I've never had a bad word to say about him, and I never will, because he was lovely. It's just that we were, from 2 different types of backgrounds, and his family interfered, and
that's the worst.
Yeah.
I mean, Mrs. Magnitude is Green Day. I'm Manic Street Preachers. The contrast is very, very deep, but it works.
Yep.
She's a Taurus, stubborn person. I'm a Cancerian, weak and feeble, so, but it works.
Mm-hmm. I think, what's funny, with star signs, they're personalities, and you can never make a prediction on a personality. And I find, the stars quite humorous, because there was one time I did the Hills Times, which is a local newspaper, and they asked me to do a stars column, and I said, you can't. Unless you're actually going right into it in a hermetic astrology way, looking at the planets and the chart and everything like that, you cannot predict a personality, and that's what star signs are.
Each horoscope is written usually in a way that applies to you anyway.
Oh,
you
yeah,
will meet
it's too broad.
Oh yeah, you meet someone. I met someone on the bus. You will definitely see challenges ahead. Well, I got to pay my council tax this week. What a challenge! Yeah, it's gonna affect you. They're talking about me. It's gotta be real. Oh, God said, "Let there be light." Jesus, that's bright. Woo.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, I'm a vampire, really. Woo.
Yes, I must say I like the dark. I don't go into the sun. Maybe that's why I look as the way I do.
Night driving is the best. Everyone loves a good night drive. Even if you're the passenger, night driving in a nice, powerful car is the best thing. Beautiful.
It is. I remember going out and watching the sunrise in the morning, and my eyes would be burning by the time I'd get home. So Rachel's got her sunnies on.
I love the dark. I can't stand brightness.
Yes, it is. It's nice. I don't know why.
See, Mrs. Max hates summer as well. Mrs. Max prefers winter because the sun is just too hot, and she hates being hot, and I'm sort of inclined to agree. I like spring rather than winter, and I don't like the extreme heat. I went to I.B.P once. Yes, I did, and half the time I was passed out. I couldn't deal with the heat, or I'd pay a taxi just to stay in a taxi for the fucking air conditioning that they have to have. It's just too hot. And that's why they sleep in the middle of the day and have a siesta, because you got to sleep in the middle of the day because it's just too hot to do anything.
Exactly.
Well, what is extreme heat over there, anyways, or for both of you guys?
We have terrible summers here in Australia, to the point where it's bushfire season. That's how we look at summer. Bushfire.
I'm in UK. We're known for having floods. Is what we have over here. I'm not in any of those areas. I'm quite safe. I'm not going to get a flood where I live. But in the UK, we're known for our rain and.
Oh yeah, my dad's told me about that.
Yeah.
Or when the sun comes out, you'll get so excited.
Oh yeah, they do. I don't. They do. Yay! Get your convertible car out. It's never been used as a convertible since buying it new, but hey, that's okay. Any little bit of sun, you'll see convertible car drivers take down their roof at any opportunity because they've never been able to use it, really. Like, look at me, I'm so cool, even though I'm still fucking cold, I've got my roof down on my car.
I know, vanity.
Yeah. I don't care, it's cold, I got my roof down, man.
I saw one guy once, and seriously, it was raining, and he had the roof down.
What?
I thought, you're an idiot. But the funny thing was, he then pulls out an umbrella.
No pain, no gain.
Oh my goodness.
He's sitting there with an umbrella at the lights, and I'm like, you serious?
Fucking roof up, you Debbie. You're going to ruin your interior.
No. I've never laughed so much in my life. Oh, God. Oh, what's this? Debbie's asking if Ray's single.
I was about to say, no, he's married. His wife drives minis around. Sorry, let's just rephrase that. BMWs around.
Oh, well, you can't mistake a BMW for a mini.
Definitely not. They should have called it the BMW Big, not the Mini. It's a Big. It's a good car. It's just a Big.
To all those out there that drive minis.
BMW Mini, not Austin Leyland Mini.
Okie dokie. So this is really. I'm starting to look into this chat room of ours and.
Yeah, I can't see it.
Follow some of these. Ooh, the sun.
Still marred, but he meant married. Marred. That's brilliant.
Well, with going back to my wedding, we actually had a celebrant, and it was lovely. I made my own head dress and the floral arrangements, and
Oh, that'd be fun.
yeah, I'm a cheapskate when it comes to marriage.
Oh, I am too.
Well, I mean, why spend what you could put on a house on a wedding?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Because a wedding's just a day.
like,
It's one day, exactly.
like have this day about look at me, look at me, look at me. Isn't it about two people in love and telling the world, look, we are gonna stay together, isn't it? Rather than this flamboyancy to have everything and so expensive. And I mean, our wedding was very cheap and we had a celebration, you know, but her goth dress didn't cost thousands of pounds. It cost £200, you know, which is expensive enough. It is. And my coat, well, you know my coat, I still wear my coat now rather than wearing. That's another thing as well. People wear wedding clothes once, obviously, because it looks ridiculous if you're wearing a white dress just to go to the shops. But the coat I've got, I can wear it any time I want, and I do wear it still. You know, whereas that was the coat I got married in. But I mean, the car we had, we didn't have a limo or anything. No, we had the coolest car in the world already. We had Ellie, the BMW E30, with a purple stripe and a black stripe going up it, and that. You know, our chauffeur, which I drove, and it was just so much more fun for me to drive my own one, you know? It was good times. Good times. Then
Yes.
YouTube came up.
So now just, I guess I should go back to my topic. Is there anyone in the chat room who has a theory on these shapeshifters or reptilians?
Real, fake, what is you think?
Let's take a vote. Yeah, let's have a look.
I'm going to say new. I don't know, but I don't think digital TV proves fuck all, personally.
Have you ever met one?
No. Well, I don't know. If they shapeshift, how are you going to know unless they hit it? You don't go,
exactly.
And a reptilian. Have you? Oh, what's that noise? Have you ever met a reptilian where you've actually seen with your own eyes their eyes wink at you sideways?
Leafy is here. There you go as well.
I haven't, except for my own photo that freaked my husband out. He was like,
That was good. That was a good photo.
It was a good photo.
We can add fuel to the fire. Is a reptilian to do with Illuminati now? So do the Illuminati pick them all?
Mm.
We all heard of David. What's his name? David Icke, I think. He's like a big reptilian agenda man.
Yeah, that guy.
So I don't know what to think of that guy, but
David who?
David Icke, I think is his name.
Yeah. He's like Alex Jones, just a bit. Well, you know, one of them. It may make a career out of it. Controversial, you know?
Matt is on the fence.
Yeah, I think a lot are on the fence because
Liz is on the fence, but she's met a few reptiles.
Yeah, brilliant.
Well, we've got a blue tongue lizard that comes into our backyard and, you know, eats the food that's left out there.
Many are in politics, and I'd be inclined to agree. If they are alien, whatever they are, right? If they were going to be here, they would be in positions of power because they, you know, I mean, they would have that agenda. They wouldn't just be nobody claiming benefits on the dole. Surely not, or are they? You know, they've got the spacecraft to get them here. And they're talking to world leaders. So, yeah, if they are going to be here, they probably are going to be in politics. Like I said, I'm not going to say they don't exist. I'm not going to say they do exist. I want someone to give us some more proof rather than digital TV. Some other things would be helpful in the matter. It really would. Yeah.
So, just to sort of like give you a bit of a heads up, there are videos on YouTube that you can go and pop and have a look at. You pop.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I didn't know where that came from, but you can pop, apparently, from my vocabulary. And have a look at these.
Pop on and just, I don't know.
Just pop over. There is, I have to show you one, so I'm going to have to demonetize my video. But let's see if I can get this to work.
You'll be all right. away with that. You'll get away
I'll
with that.
probably have to share this duplicate screen because I can never get just the screen showing for some stupid reason. So I'm going to put this on now. As you can see, there with yours truly. Let me just bring that across. Okie dokie. So,
Eva.
second reptoids
Oh,
about
gosh,
to mate.
Okay. Is this porn? Pornhub now?
Let me just... Oh, here we go.
Oh, they are. Oh, my God.
Wait, what?
Oh.
Okay.
There-
Now,
there's
this is
the
obviously
shield.
Oh,
Yep, the shield.
digital.
The shield.
I like how the Umbrella Corporation up there.
Yeah, that shield has come down. We can see who they are. Busted. You are busted.
And that is so stupid. This, I mean, look at them. Seriously.
I bet you a lot of these people do not believe in their own thing. It's just to get the views and the revenue. I bet you, not all of them, but I bet you there are quite a few that don't believe in their own thing they're putting up. It's just, you
I
know,
agree.
trolling almost. Trolling for cash. Trolling for views.
Right. So there's one. Then we have this one, which is
Go
the
on.
same mob, but I'm just going
Yeah.
to skip ahead. In this particular scene, I don't know whether this woman's picking her nose and eating it or something, but that sort of like, you know, here we go.
Yeah.
Have a
pick
good old
those.
pick. Just wait for the
nom.
camera to... Now, see this guy?
Oh,
That's digital TV.
yeah.
So you can actually see that it's the signal that is messing up. So when you've got digital TV and you've got the signal messing up, then
This is why I don't pay for my
it's
license,
going to
folks.
show-
This is exactly why I don't pay for my TV license, because it's not a public service anymore. So that's in the UK, obviously. Because everyone thinks they're fucking reptilians. Look at his eyes, it's funny.
Yeah, but that is not proof of him being a reptilian. That is a digital signal
YouTube
that has messed
YouTube
up.
does this as well. I've seen YouTube do it on videos. You know, they do it like when you run out of data, or you know, you get a crap Wi-Fi connection for a couple of seconds, or it's buffering. You sometimes get.
Oh, yeah.
So by that premise, oh shit, they're fucking. You know, these YouTubers are reptilians.
You know what I'm interested in? See this clip that she's got in her hair? I mean, that's more of a reptilian look than, you know, him. But anyway, sorry, I just had to. Someone went past it was a reptilian. Okay, so and then we've got Trump while shape-shifting.
Oh, goodness. Oh.
Here comes the leftist.
This is no secret anyway. I mean, look at him.
Everyone knows Trump's a legit reptilian.
You cannot get a hairdo like that and not be a shapeshifter or reptilian.
Yep.
But it's remarkable. It really is. I mean, this digital TV has really brought out so many reptilians.
Yep.
Interesting enough, it's only this particular channel, from what I've seen, that is able to capture the reptilians.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So where is he actually morphing? Is it there? Oh, there we go.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Oh, really?
Why is it slowed down? There we go.
Oh. And slimy furtless, you may use that any way you want.
So I was walking into a bar and I saw this guy with a long face, and I said, "Why the long face?" And he turned out to be a horse.
He said,
Yes. I'd be very interested to know what he's actually on about here. But here we go. Another morph. That must be his false teeth popping out. Or he's had his lip injections or something. But that's slowed down and it's digital.
Oh, yeah.
So
It's hilarious, though.
it is.
Illuminati confirmed.
Okay, so there's that. And now we go into having a look at
reptiles?
what's this reptilian being eaten by humans?
Oh, is this the money one? This is the money shot we've waited for. This is it.
The commercial?
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, so that's got to be real, that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Shit.
Yeah. I mean,
The money shot.
seriously?
Yep. There they are. Take
Yeah.
you to your leader. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's real.
Yeah.
And this is a cake. But I mean, who would make a cake like that anyway?
Reptiles. Because they can't just feast on humans, you know? Because people aren't noticing, so they just eat cake. Oh, it's a great cake. I like that. But, oh, no. I used to do that to my child, you know, when she was little. It's funny.
Yeah, it
Oh,
looks
God.
yummy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're just creepy as anyway.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
got here. Up here, I'll just skip
Oh, wow. What the hell?
oh, that's photoshopped. Oh, he's done me.
Yeah. So the flag must mean something too. Oh, here we go. War and suffering, ignorance and stupidity.
Oh, goodness.
Virtue signaling.
Oh,
Let's
that's
go.
nice. Okay, let's go out of that. So, and then here, reptile shapeshifters. Okay.
Ugh.
So another digital. Look at his mouth.
This is a job for the Power Rangers, I think. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Go Power Rangers.
That's just a digital signal.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with morphing or reptilian. She even starts messing up as well.
Angry reptilian thirtless hunters. If you are watching this as a video or in the stream, please don't get mad. Well, especially me, because I'm not saying you guys are not on to say. I'm saying stop posting fucking digital TV evidence. It's not good enough. It just, well, look, go and get some other source evidence of some description, not related to digital TV. Then you can wake up the world with the fact that we're all going to be eaten by fucking crocodiles. Please.
And when I went to Jenny Craig, it worked. Okay. So there we go. That was probably the only thing that was real there, was the fact that the signal was messing up. And it is, it really is just a digital signal. But the sad thing is there are going to be people out there watching that who will believe it. They will believe that they are really capturing reptilians. You don't know the psychological effects it might have on some people who might have a little bit, you know, missing upstairs, where they might, you know, they might think, oh my God, I've got to go and kill this thing, you know, because there are some people who take these literally, and then you've got, you know, people being assassinated because either someone's high on drugs or they're under some type of influence, and so they think they've got to go and free the world. You know, it happens. God, my eyes are red. I have hardly slept. So no, I'm not changing into anything yet.
Not a reptilian.
No, not yet. I'm just noticing how red my eyes are. Goodness me, I need some eye drops. But yeah, I've had a long day with, you know, back-to-back readings, and you know, I'm up at 5 anyway every morning, so it's my day.
This is morning for us in the UK, but it's very nice for you, isn't it? I mean, it's like 12 where I am now in the afternoon. Just
well, here it's 9 p.m.
6 a.m. here.
Wow.
So we have got a full day between us, pretty much.
Exactly.
You know?
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
I'm in the middle.
So what have we got here? Something. Yeah, it was a cake. that they were cutting up. It wasn't a baby.
No, it's not a real baby. It's not even a baby. It's just Ted Bundy cake, says Ray, which is brilliant. Nice troll there.
But how
Nice troll.
disturbing anyway. That would probably be from a baby shower or something. Here, let's cut your kid up and
It's original. It's original.
it's a cake.
Oh my gosh.
That was my daughter.
It sounded so creepy.
Yeah, it
I
is.
should do that.
It really is.
It's all good. It's all good. It's a shock factor. That's all it is. It's just icing, thankfully.
Yeah, wait a second, Karen turns into a pumpkin. No, that's when I get to midnight, Ray. You've got to get it right. Oh, no,
Yeah, right.
reptilian. What are they taking bets on me changing into?
Oh, man.
Maybe I am a pumpkin. I mean, I've got the cheeks.
Don't you start
I'm
identifying
halfway there.
non-binary, Karen. Don't you dare start going down that route. I identify as a non-binary pumpkin.
Oh gosh.
No. There.
I'm a non-binary pumpkin.
And whilst we're here, I'm going to do like a bit of a book review I haven't read yet. So I don't know how I'm going to review it. But this one, this book here, A Lawyer Presents the Evidence for the Afterlife. So I have to, yeah, what happens when we die. So I thought I would get that. And if I feel that it's appropriate, I'm going to be telling everyone about it to go and get there and get themselves a copy. And maybe if I, am being generous, I might even give one away. So nice.
Yay, Priestess.
What's this? Not binary pumpkin.
Non-binary pumpkin.
So if anyone would like me to buy them a copy, little ASMR there, then what you'll need to do is, of course, like this video and post down why you think we need to give you the book. And then, of course, I will put all the good ones that I think are, into a little draw. And I might even do like a live draw. So that way, probably next week or whatever, somebody will win themselves a copy of this book.
Didn't Matt,
which I didn't write.
Matt, who won it last time? You won the prize last time?
Hang on a sec. Keep talking.
Was Matt Graves the one who won the prize last time? We did
I think, hang on, was it? I can't remember. I think so. But I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen any link to their review on the book. That was, what was the name of it? It was about the guy who was a captive of war, a POW, and he was
That's it.
Stoker. The name was. So.
Oh, you're glad I didn't go to the cemetery. It's pissing it down with rain now, so I'm glad I didn't do a cemetery stream. I knew it.
Yeah. Well, it's been very bad weather here too. I'm just going to pop
same here.
Bear with me for a moment.
Guys, we're trying to set up a stream to do it in the cemetery, like I've been promising you lot till the weather gets better. But I said it looks cloudy, and look, it's just started raining now, so I'd have been stuffed. But next week, maybe, do not count your chickens, but we're going to try and attempt if the weather gets good. I've got my data in for the month, so I'm going to refrain from using my phone outside, so I don't use my data up, so I can use it all new lovely Furtless. But
Yay!
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm back.
Welcome back.
Okay, so where are we? Yes, Stoker. That was the name of the book that I gave away, ordered a copy for. So, did you like the book? Was
Yeah.
it?
What is your review, Matt? That's a good idea, actually. Ask him for a review. Good idea.
Yeah. So, what did Matt think of the book Stoker? Oh, he hasn't read it yet. Can't
Oh!
win a cup of coffee or sleep.
Oh, man.
Kathy, you don't need a cup of coffee when you've got us to keep you awake.
Yeah.
But then again, I could put anyone to sleep.
ASMR.
Yeah. Here we go. What can I use? Here, ready?
That's what I've got.
Can you hear the tingles? Or can you feel them?
Oh, God.
Ooh.
Ooh.
It does get in. Ooh.
I got a tingling feeling in my tummy, and I'm asleep.
Ooh, what have I got?
Oh.
Okay, I've just, given it away now. So, yes, I would really like to hear your review. It's been awesome so far. How many pages have you got through, Matt? 12?
Look, the cat sat on the mat.
Yes, the intro. Is it here? So I've got my little munchkin coming in.
I'm not a munchkin.
And The Talking Dead, better known as North Nottingham Paranormal, he's put something interesting. Read it. Zamet's evidence for the afterlife was about the courtroom evidence and not a laboratory method. This is a thing with what's his features? Duck of Truth, quack quack. He wants to debunk the spirit box, which is good. Well, definitely yes, but he's attacking it like maths because he put up a video where basically he had a program that would show you that common words randomly come in, but we don't speak random. We speak on topics on the news. You'll get the same words over and over again on the news, like good morning, or this is the news section, this is the music section. But I keep asking him about swear words. He can't seem to grasp, where they come from, well, nor can I. This is your point. You're debunking the spirit box, but you're attacking it like a maths thing. It's not maths because we don't speak random letters in the spirit box, we don't on a radio broadcast I'm on about. We speak on topic, and topic will mean words said over and over again, which is obviously you're not trying to say. We speak logical, not random. Oh, hello, furry.
What, do you see something?
I just taken by surprise there, didn't I? Sorry.
So this is my young one,
What?
the little TJ.
I'm gonna give you some advice. Never start smoking. Words of wisdom.
No, don't do it.
Smoking is bad.
Yes, it's
But it
bad.
makes you look very cool. Look how cool. Look how cool I look.
Oh, he's so
Don't
cool.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Stick with your
So
theory.
those of you who might have seen the video, my daughter, this one, was having that little girl in her room. And
Yes.
do you want to talk about that experience?
Come on. We don't buy, I promise. Go on. I'd love to hear it.
I want to hear it.
Okay.
All right, we'll shut up. The stage is yours.
Hi.
Go on, talk.
So I was in my room, and I was like,
Stop looking at yourself, just talk.
I know. And like I was in my room, and I could hear like these kind of like voice, and it was like everywhere, like in the walls, and it was like everywhere, like say like so it was like bouncing off walls, and like then I got scared, so I told my mom, and so she got the spirit box, and
Yes, but you asked for the spirit box.
yeah, I did.
Yeah, okay. Cool.
So, but one thing I say to my daughter and everyone who's got kids, if you have an experience where your child comes to you and they're scared about something, get them to do a little bit of debunking first. So what was some of the things that you did before you came to see me to see whether it was actually spirit voice that you was hearing?
Well, I was actually looking around to detect where the voice was, and then I tried to ignore it, and like I got scared. So yeah.
Was there anything in particular that made you realize it wasn't a physical voice?
Because since the voice I didn't recognize, and it wasn't outside, but it was actually in my room, I knew it wasn't from like any of the TVs or any of like your computer or my sister's, because that.
And do we have TV on?
No, we don't.
We don't watch TV. We have TVs, but we don't watch them. Go figure.
Good.
And to add, her bedroom is really high, so it's not like you can just sort of like climb out the window and, you know, take a little jump onto the ground. It's right up high, so it is just you know, these are the things that you've got to get your kids to do. Rationalize where the sound may be coming from first. Could it be coming from a TV? Could it be coming from a computer? Could it be people next door? Could it be people, you know, under the window?
This is the thing with my Christmas caroling thing. You know, midnight, I get Christmas carols being sung. First thing I thought, what? Oh, Christmas carolers at my door. But it's midnight. We've never had Christmas carolers ever in the decade we've been here. Why midway? But when you notice the voices emanating higher than you, you're on something. And that was the creepiest fucking rendition I've ever heard of Silent Night. I really wish I heard the rest of it, but it stopped after like about 6 lines, the first chorus, you know. But well done. Thank you for sharing your story. You got more?
Yes.
Have you got any more stories to share?
Well, once when I was sleeping, when you were asleep, I actually gone to your room, and on the curtains, there were like these shadows, like they were making hand puppets. And all. No, not
Chris.
Yeah.
Making
Like-
hand puppets.
Hand puppets.
I accidentally said hand puppets instead of like hand shadows, like rabbits and all.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be Chris.
Not an actual puppet. I don't know
No.
if this can actually levitate that much energy.
Mm.
Can they?
Well, I haven't seen them make hand puppets.
They were those kind of videos where they actually fake it. They show, oh, this ghost just threw a plate on the wall.
You're switched on, aren't you? You really are switched on.
She's switched on. I swear to God. That.
I'm actually awkward.
Okay, I think she's going to be a goth.
What's wrong with that? What is wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Don't worry about it.
Oh, goodness.
You know?
What is a goth?
So, 40 years old.
Actually, no, I'm a rabbit.
Oh, okay, she's a rabbit at the moment.
Don't you start about non-binary identify as a rabbit rubbish. Don't you dare.
But yeah, it's really important to debunk things first. Don't take everything as being spirit.
Most definitely.
Exactly. We've had a few things, you know, like we're knocking, well, not so much things flying across the room, but it can happen, you know. It can definitely happen.
Have you ever saw something that flew across the room?
I haven't seen it physically. Oh, Helen, there was one time a glass flew out of the cupboard, but that was at another place well before you were even
Seen
with my eye.
Lighters are the main culprit with us, or at least used to be. Lighters would always be chucked, not necessarily hard, but chucked, spun.
Well, there was one time when I first moved in here, I had this thing for indoor plants, and loved them in the living room because there was so much sunlight coming in, and it just gave that, you know, tropical kind of feel. I had the hanging pot plants in there, the fuchsia.
Yeah.
It was lovely. So when I first moved in, I had them all set out really nice. And of course, my eldest ones back then, they were like, oh, well, my middle one was about 4 or 5. The eldest one was about near 10, something around that. And they were like too heavy, the pots, for a child to physically move. Even together, you know, it would have been, you would have seen obvious signs of dirt or something on the floor. But when we first moved in, I would go to bed, come out, and all the plants, all the pot plants that were on the floor, not the hanging ones, would be centralized in the middle of the floor, just all brought to the center of the floor. And I thought, oh, for Pete's sake. So, I mean, being used to spirit anyway, I just thought, oh, well, yeah, something's funny going on. It was only myself and my 2 eldest ones at the time. And so anyway, I just moved them back into place. The following day, the same thing occurred. So I just kept moving them back. And then I got to the point where I was fed up with it. And I said, if you do this again, I'm going to ask you to leave. This is my home. You respect it and respect where I place the plants. If you don't like them, let me know and I will change them, you know, or I will take them out. One by one, the plants died. So they didn't want the plants in the home. So, of course, there's no plants bar one that's in the kitchen. Now, then there was a time where when I first, the girls were in the backyard, they were playing and stuff like that, my 2 eldest, and I felt a child tugging at the back of my top, and I was at the sink washing up. Yes, I physically wash up with my hands. And for those that are interested, so anyway, I'm washing up. I felt this tug at my back. I turned around, no one's there. And I thought, well, it can't be the girls because they're out playing. And even myself, I have to go through a process so that it's not, you know, all going to be blamed on spirit. I respect them too much for that. So I did. I went through the process of elimination. The girls are out the back. There's no one else in the home, by myself physically. So we must have a little visitor. Later on, my eldest one disclosed that she had a friend whose name was Sarah. And when you see a child walking down a hallway, holding their hand as though they're, you know, like holding their hand as though they're walking along with someone taller, you have this idea that, okay, well, this Sarah must be real. Why would a child physically be holding on to something's hand? Then it would be, no, I don't want to eat this because Sarah doesn't like it. And I went through that, you know, well, is it your excuse is this Sarah doesn't like it so you can get out of eating? And then it would be Sarah wants this, Sarah wants that. And I would say no. And then they'd say, well, Sarah's going to get upset if you don't, you know. And I said, well, tough luck. You know, if she wants to be here, she's going to have to abide by my rules. Then one night I'd put the girls to bed. I went into the living room, and I used to be a really bad smoker. And so I'd be lighting up one after the other. And I could hear this child crying. And I thought, oh, for Pete's sake. So I got up, went to the door, and it was like right at the door that led off into the bedrooms in this section where, you know, it's like a, not so much a living room, but sort of like a living space, if you want to put it that way. And got up, there was no one there. Went in, checked in their rooms. They were sound asleep. I thought maybe, you know, with noise carrying of a night time, they might have been crying in their sleep, and it just carried through the echo kind of thing. So went back out, sat down, and then not 10 minutes later, I hear this crying again. I turned around to notice that the door that led off to that hallway was open, and there was this figure of a young girl standing there crying. But when I looked at her, she was burnt. She had like a disfigured look about her. And I went to say something, and before I could, anything could come out, she disappeared. So, of course, I started thinking maybe this is Sarah. But what was interesting, we had a gas hot water system that exploded and caused burns to my eldest, sometime after this. So I felt that this spirit was actually trying to warn, in some way, trying to warn us about potential fire. I mean, she survived, of course, but, fortunately was not in anywhere disfigured to that extreme. But ever since then there was no Sarah,
Wow.
She was there temporarily. So it's incredible how spirits will appear often to give warnings or to give some type of indication of things to come. And then once they've done that, they move on. They don't always stay.
Justification of finish off the business, isn't it, really? If they can't sort their own business and get their own killer, we'll say, then doing another task that leaves their mark on the world to be content to move on, I would say, is what's going on there.
Mm-hmm. There's a post up on the chat from the Talking Dead. I have some great evidence, but I never put that stuff up. I've 3 recordings of transfiguration. It's scary to look at, very skeletal looking. Well, I think you should put it up. I mean, don't feel that, anything you put up, of course you're going to have your critics. I
mean, remember, the Charlie picture is me in a duvet and I'm floating and you can see my legs or something. So you can always get how good your evidence is or how clear it is. But do it. But I'd love to see it.
Absolutely, I would too.
Mm-hmm. How are you sure that Sarah's still at the house?
I know she's not.
Like, have you?
We've got Tracy. Tracy's enough. Don't ask for any more.
We don't need any more.
Tracy, that's enough for me. But I mean, when I'm doing the readings and they come through and they provide information, it's sort of like they're there. They provide the information. They go. So come to think of it, I did your reading, didn't I?
I was about to say, yeah. Didn't that happen during my reading? I think it did. I had to listen back again, but I think it did.
I think they divulged something about you that even I was surprised because of your age.
Oh, that's right.
I did not.
Yes, my divorce, actually, because I've been married once before.
Yeah.
That's what it was, wasn't it?
And you're what, 20-something? 20?
I'll be 27 in July.
So, I mean...
July for what? July for what?
18th.
July for what? Okay. So you're a Cancerian too then, is that right?
Yep, you're the 6th, aren't you, Riley?
Yeah, 6 is mine, yeah. So that's fine. So 27, what an age. Don't be joining no silly club now.
No, I don't want to end up on a poster.
Yeah, so it was, and you'll probably be able to tell those that are assuming that I am not the real deal. I mean, I'd let it.
Oh, no, you're real. Even my husband.
I let people decide that for themselves, but I don't ask any leading questions of people when they have a reading. I always tell them what comes through, and then I then ask them at the end of the reading if they've got any questions or, so.
That was really good. I mean, if my husband was shocked.
Yeah, so I think you won it from.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, because I'm not I don't know. I don't get told who is having the reading, and it wasn't until I got sent the link, and I thought I know I
That
know
Skype
that
picture
face. That picture is the same one you've got on
YouTube, yeah.
So I thought, oh.
And then I've got like the weirdest name ever, so.
Yeah, so it's obviously different to what is, you know, but it took me back. I mean, I don't, that's a good thing, I think, of not being able to handle your own bookings. You know, that to me is a plus because
Oh, yes.
you don't get told the sex of the person. You don't get told their name. You're just told the date and the time of the booking, and that's it. And that's how it should be. So there's, you know, whatever comes through. But I'll tell you what, I wouldn't have picked you to be a divorcee.
Oh, I know, nobody does. It's like the one thing hardly anybody knows. So I was kind of surprised. I was like, whoa.
Well, this is it. Spirit know you better than anyone. And so I'm just the go-between. I give on that information. So those that have been putting, you know, what was it they put down many times? I'm a fake or something, or God knows what. And I thought, well, you can't say that unless you've had a reading with me.
I know, right?
And then if you've had a reading with me and you draw that conclusion, then fair enough. But, you know, don't compare me to others.
Well, I let my husband listen to the whole thing by himself, and he was like, oh my gosh, she's got you nailed perfectly. And I was like, yep.
Was she going about how you got a bad temper and stuff? Because, you know, if that's the case, you were like...
So why do poltergeists seem to start on kids going into puberty? That's a really good question. That's Debbie Ferguson. Now, I don't have all the answers. I need to mention that. But from what I've experienced having, you know, girls, and they've gone through that, it is really interesting because what they're transitioning, what you notice, if you see auras, you notice that the aura expands during those times. Okay, so I'm just going to put it out. Women are controlled. Their cycle, if you want to put it that way, is controlled by the moon. So you'll often notice that around the time of a full moon, there will be more women who have that time of month. Thank God for menopause. So I can talk about this without, you know, blushing. But if I'm blushing, then, you know, it's fair call. But it is common that once our auras expand, we could be, if you put yourself in a position where you will be meditating, your aura does expand. And this is for men and women. You know, our auras increase in size. If you're walking around, say, a supermarket, and you go past someone and just get this funny feeling like, oh, I don't like the look of him, or I don't like, you know, how I feel around this person that may be introduced to you. They might not have said anything or done anything, but there's just this energy that is being put off.
But don't you hardly know that?
No, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh.
All right, it's okay. So when you actually come into contact with people like that, your energy field basically has expanded. It's more sensitive, and women are more sensitive to things, as you know, women out there, around those certain times of your month. Not only just words being said, but, you know, be more suspicious of people. You'll be more cranky. Some people bypass that altogether, depending on the way that they have this incident. But it is common that when children develop, their energy field does increase, which means you're going to find them becoming more temperamental. They will be inclined to draw to them the a-hole spirit, which is not so much poltergeist, but these spirits are the ones that do like to interfere with things. They interfere to the point of causing disruption because they're earthbound, they're angry, and they're discontent. They want to, you know, retaliate through whatever means possible. And often it is those children that are going through puberty. because they will become more rebellious. I mean, it's not only like a chemical imbalance, you know, that happens at the time of puberty, but it's also, I mean, not all the time, but you do have spirits that will try. It's always important to, you know, I mean, with my kids, I've got candles burning, I've got incense burning. The house is basically filled with the incense and so on. And this actually, you know, it doesn't like completely wipe them out, but it sort of like deters them. It confuses, if anything. That's what smudging does. It confuses the spirits, and it disorientates them to the point where it's like, well, you know, along with prayer, for example, then they can be led out, you know, but they don't sort of like obliviate type of thing. But in relation to that puberty, yes, you will find that they can attract certain energies because it is a change. It's a change they're going through, and they can have attachments. You might find that if they begin drinking, they become more susceptible to, you know, they might have encounters where they're feeling being touched at night. They're feeling things in the room with them. They're making complaints about hearing things. And it is because basically their energy field begins to get larger, and therefore, from what Spirit have said, we all have a light above us. So I'm assuming that too increases with intensity. So hopefully that's answered the question, but I'm giving my version. So each person will have a different.
It's definitely documented, but poltergeist activity ramps up when there are teenage girls, sometimes boys, but more teenage girls are. I mean, look at the Enfield case of the 2 teenage girls there. The Enfield case is probably one of the most popular in Britain. That's, I mean, look at Google that, the Enfield haunting. Google that. It's a brilliant case. I'm sure Glenn will know what I'm talking about there, but Debbie as well. You know, that has 2 teenage girls or early menstruating girls, sorry, and they, you know, the activity. Hey, I'm a guy. Come on, I ain't gonna feel awkward saying these things. You'll see, you know, the activity they get is just unbelievable. I mean, eventually, like all of it, it fades away and goes. But the poltergeist's name was Harry. He died of a heart attack, apparently, in the room that before they moved in a chair. And
they did actually catch E.V.P.
It's a really good case. Just go. I can't be asked to explain because it's quite long-winded, but you know, it was in the newspapers. It was a big thing because no one had ever really seen anything like that before. You know, the amount of activity that was there, and people were, you know, had ashtrays lobbed at one of their heads and stuff. You know, the activity was rottenly big. You know, but sort of after a while, because they got so normalized and desensitized to it, they didn't react, and after a while, it just faded away eventually, you know. But it's pretty mad. But yeah, the Enfield haunting. Type that in on Google and have a Enfield haunting. All right, 1970.
The Talking Dead mentioned, can you see auras over the internet? Yes, you can. If you've got a white wall behind you, there's more. Or even like the color that's behind order, you know, the creamy color, you can actually pick up energies because of the way that the camera is trying to focus. But don't take it all, anything over the internet in live stream. It can be the camera focusing, it can cause pixelation and pareidolia. So just be aware that although you can see certain things, it's better off in real life, as in, you know, face to face when you see auras. But auras are pretty easy to see. If you have someone stand against a plain white wall, or a plain wall in particular, it has to have like nothing on it, and get them to just stand against it, and then looking at their throat chakra, begin to raise your eyes slowly And as you do, you will begin to see what emits from them is a white energy or a white light. And then that begins to grow as you lift your eyes. So sometimes it can be, people say, well, if you're staring at something long enough, it's like one of those pictures, that are black and white kind of thing. And then you look over and you can see it in color, that is for, like sometimes if you are staring long enough, you will get that, that type of thing. But it's not a case of staring for a long time.
If you have a bath next, make sure the room is extremely steamy and have a energy saving light bulb on in the day. And look in the mirror, you'll see 2 yellow auras which are bigger than your eyes. The closer you get to the mirror, the smaller they get, but the further you get out, the bigger these eyeballs are, these yellow auras. But I wonder if anyone
I've still got to try that.
Yeah, honestly, I wonder. Mine are yellow. Maybe you'll get a green or a red. I don't know. I don't know who else has tried it yet. But make sure the room is very steamy. Your an energy saving fluorescent fucking bulb thing, and then look in the mirror, and you'll see where your eyes are yellow auras, 2 of them. And the further out you get, the bigger they get, and they get, overlap each other. But the closer you get, the smaller they get. Maybe just a reflection of your retina, I don't know, but it's certainly quite weird and creepy because you almost look like you're a skeleton. It's really weird.
Oh. Okay, so going back here, Matt Graves says, where are we? That was my question. I don't know what the question is, but I was just in a chat room and she didn't even speak to me and had no camera on. And then she just came out and said I was on oxygen, then this and that. Hang on, let me just, if people can stop typing for a second. This and that, trying to find something wrong with me. I don't know if it's even possible. Well, from experience, I mean, if she has this is where, I mean, I can't speak for other people, but in my own situation, if spirit is telling me something about somebody, then I will pass on what I'm being told. I don't say, yes, this is just all me. This is what I'm picking up off you. I will pick up things off people as a way of being shown things through spirit. Spirit will either give me what appears like, a slideshow in front of me. They may, it's like, when you daydream, it's the only way I can describe it. When you have a daydream and you might be like visualizing something happening before your eyes and everything else like disappears around you because your concentration is on, so that's how images will come to me. It's sort of like all of a sudden I'm not in the room. I'm actually seeing other things going on, in front of me, or I'm seeing what it looks like pictures and I'm describing the setting and I'm describing who I see.
Mrs. Magnitude gets flashes like that. Like I said, we had a car crash ages ago, and she had this flash image to not the baby harness break. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Well, when we had the crash, it did break, but thankfully she knotted it, so it was okay. But she's had several of those weird visions of the future. Some have been wrong, not all been right, but she describes it in a similar way to you, but it's not very common with her when she does get them. But that particular one, the copper said in the accident, the person that went up her ass, that she'd have come out of her seat because the latch was broken. It just broke, but she tied it, so it was all right, Yeah. She had. What are you doing? I said to her when she was doing it, and she goes, "I just got a weird thing. Can't go. Please trust me." Well, yeah, I'm gonna trust my mother or my child. Okay, then you weird woman, but sure. And sure enough, 10 minutes later, she was right. Yeah. So I now listen to her. She has a weird.
That is also spirit communication that will pass these things on to us. I mean, if you're connected to your higher self, of course, as well, you will have these visions that are directly linked to yourself. With other people, from my own experience, it's more to do with what I'm seeing presented to me through spirit. If she did pick that up on you, Matt, then that's great. I mean, obviously the woman has an ability, and you know, I'm not the only one with an ability. It's
just
like
like
you're
I'm
not
not
the
the only
only
person.
artist.
That's just like I'm not the only person who's had a haunting. This is why I believed in fucking Michael D. McGee, or his name is. I mean, he had the same shit we had going on, but on steroids, fucking 10 times heavier, you know? So I believed him. I can't be the only person in the world that's had that.
Yeah.
You know, it's just the same.
Well, we all have our own experiences, and I don't believe anyone is identical to each other. It's like, you know, we've all had our own different type of upbringing. We all have our own particular point of view. Everyone has an opinion, and everyone's entitled to an opinion. And whilst I'm on that too, and I was going to make, and probably, I don't know whether I should or shouldn't, but that video that I've got up of Huffs, you know, about the plate incident.
Yeah.
Oh,
I have had so many people say, you hate on Huff, you are trying to say that he's not doing, like he's not getting that. I need to nip in the bud right away. I don't hate the guy. Hate is a very powerful word.
Yeah.
And I don't know him well enough to say I hate him, because he hasn't done anything to me. So, I mean, unless a person does something directly to you, how can you even say you hate them? You know, I just liked the fact that he used, for whatever means, a object to mock spirits in order to get reviews, or not reviews, thumbs up. He was called out in that video, not by me. I was only highlighting the fact that...
And he heard it. He annotated question mark, but he bloody heard it.
He heard it, but he put question mark. That's right. So the thing is, they actually called him out, and they said, why do you lie?
Why do you lie? Stop.
Exactly. Because he was accusing them of knocking the plate. And through his video, I don't say that, no, he didn't have communication. He had communication. That is a fact. He had communication there. But he actually abused that communication, as far as I see. When you've got a trust from spirit that they will be willing to communicate, and they will want to communicate with anyone. Let me put it this way. You don't have to be a medium. You don't have to be a psychic. You don't have to be a sensitive. You don't have to be, you know, anyone special to have spirit communicate with you. If they feel that, you know, you are interested in speaking with them, there are going to be spirits who will want to talk to you. And sometimes they will come through a standalone speaker without anything attached to it. I've had spirits do that. I've had, you know, a lot of incidents that I've recorded that spirit have communicated. I mean, yes, with this particular incident, I wasn't trying to say he didn't have communication. I was trying to say that sometimes you should not make a mockery of spirit, because they will call you out. He said they threw a plate at him, but then I asked the people in that particular comment section, if you are being scared by something throwing something at you, and you have been to the point where you are speechless or freaked out, because he said, I'm literally freaked out right now, then you calmly say at the end of the video, okay, I'm going to go to bed now. Exactly. You know, most people who have that kind of shock that something has been, you know, throwing something at them, and they're freaked out, are usually saying, I don't know how I'm going to sleep.
Yeah.
You know, that would be the more understandable for him to come out and say, look, I know I've got to get some sleep, but I don't know how I'm going to sleep now after this. Maybe I'll need to change rooms. You know. But he wasn't. He wasn't freaked out.
He was on his own. We have this yellow condom shot in episode.
Well, I was trying, thank you. I was trying to like avoid that, you know. But
I knew it was
I'm
going to
ordering
come
back.
up.
even if he was, or even if he wasn't, you know, that was irrelevant overall. The point that was mainly what I was trying to make is listen to the videos. Don't be too willing to accept that what he's putting up is a fact, you know, and that goes for anybody. There are things that will come through with spirit that will deliberately deafen, if you will, or want for a better word, the person annotating at the time, because spirit want to communicate through the multitude. So if they know that they're going to be uploading a video, there will be things that during annotation, that person annotating will not hear it, because it's like they switch off something, you know, and then it's not until after you'll play it back, and what you think it may be saying may come out completely different in the actual video. And many people have actually said that, you know, that they hear one thing, they will title it one thing, only to hear it again, but it's something else, completely different. And that's how spirit work. So at the time of him annotating, I don't, you know, dispute that maybe he genuinely did not hear that. And he may have thought he got away with it, but he didn't expect.
No, he titled it question mark. So he
he heard something, but he couldn't understand it. And I don't feel that, you know, my bringing that to people's attention is in any way hating on the guy. I just purely wanted to enlighten, if you will, the fact that these videos and any other videos out there, when you're accusing a spirit of doing something to you, listen closely. Listen closely to the words coming through, because if there is someone who's playing silly buggers, who are knocking, I mean, the fact that his voice turns, if you've got headphones on, you will actually hear his voice turn to the direction of where the plate is, as he's asking, you know, can you move something? Can you give me a sign? Why that particular video would he ask them to do something out of all the other videos where he's been, you know, can you say whatever? And now it's, can you move something? And then, hey, all of a sudden a plate's thrown, you know. And bottom line is, if spirit were really wanting to throw something at you, they would miss. they would get you. And from the way that it landed, it was only within a couple of, you know, a foot of the actual table. So given that he said that he was 6 feet away and he only took a, you know, couple of steps to get to it, that's not 6 feet.
No.
You know, so, I mean, sure, the bottom line is listen to everything. I'm not saying the guy doesn't have communication. He does. He does have communication. And this is another thing I can't understand, that when he has communication...
He does when he doesn't use those pre-programmed apps, that's for sure.
Well, yeah. But when you've got communication, why do you even need to jump cut? You know,
exactly.
You've got a steady flow of communication. Just record it. You know, it was only 7 minutes long, and I'm sure that there was no need for all those cuts throughout that video, when it was just a standard, you know, I'm just got nothing to do at the moment, so I'm just going to see who's here in this old historic hotel, and whatever comes through comes through. But it wasn't like that with him, and it was very theatrical. It was, to me, it was planted. It was, they actually said, if you listen to the recording in there, they said like a book. So I'm wondering if he had tried it earlier with a book, but the plate was easier to knock down.
Yeah.
So
believable.
Yeah, they do call him out, and that was all I was noting. So, you know, to those that may be watching who had seen that video, no, I'm not hating. I'm just saying, be careful. Not everything is as it seems on the internet. It's like, you know, don't believe everything you read, but just make your own judgment. You know, just because the guy says he's love and light doesn't necessarily mean he's an angel, you know, and everyone has faults. Look, I can be an absolute right bitch at times. I'm the first to admit it. I have mood swings. My daughter's nodding. You know,
I know what she's laughing. She'll be next anyway. Your daughter will. Yeah.
but I'm not
Swinging
going. Yeah, so here we go. But this is the thing. Don't take everything as gospel on his videos. And this is even with Michael McGee. You know, I questioned why he had the actual EMF detector pointed towards the wall, which leads to the lounge room. You know, why not stand it up as a normal person would on the staircase if there's things on the staircase? Because chances are there may be someone on the other side of the wall with a mobile phone turning the signal on and off. And so when you're using a mobile phone and you turn on the Wi-Fi on and off, it sends a signal which can interfere with the EMF detectors. So pointing it directly at that wall, on the other side of the wall is electricity. He's got the TV there. He's got other things. I just queried, why is it lying on its side towards the wall when it could be sitting upright? You know? And I don't know. It's just with an active home that I have and the amount of contact I have every day, I just find it incredible to take his videos as legit. Even when you're looking at the Connect video. You've got the Connect screen, which is like showing the actual what's it called? That light, the rays that come out of the Connect. I don't know what it's called.
Yeah.
And then you've got the other one, which is like showing the figure appearing, but in the other one, which is still running off the same Connect, there's no figure, you know.
Oh.
And the figure just appearing like that. Anyone who's seen spirit appear on a Connect usually see what appears like a blue dot, and then
Tracking.
Yeah, the tracking appears like a blue dot, and then the figure merges out of that type of thing. But when you've got the figure just appearing, you know, and it's got like this edgy thing around it, no, it doesn't happen like that. So
No.
just, I mean, yeah. And I mean, Duck of Truth showed a really good debunk of that touching the what's that ball, the electricity ball.
Oh yes.
I can't think the name. What's it called? That
Michael McD. I can say his
Yeah.
name. Michael.
so
Yeah. I was gutted that he was a fake. I really was, because he was the only other person that had a similar activity I had, but on a much, much bigger scale. You know, I was like, thank God someone else gets this shit as well at the time. Turns out, I reckon, I bet you get all sorts of things. Shut up! But I reckon basically it faded out like these things do. Mine faded out. I still get stuff here and there, obviously, but not like it used to be. So you wanted to keep it going, you know? It doesn't even move like 6 houses or something, and it's still going on.
well, they do. I mean, look, spirit. You don't have to have an old home built in the 1800s to have spirit. You know, there's been new homes that have got spirit. If they're going to be there, they're going to be there. But there's a very good point that Talking Dead made about if you're going to, what was it? Let me just bring that back up. For correct evidence, you have to lead the session to get unedited answers, half jump cuts to his answers, which states fakery is at hand. And that's true. I mean, if you're going to have a session, you just have it straight. if it takes ages for them to get a response that's intelligent, it takes ages. People are prepared to wait if they're interested.
Yeah,
So,
genuine. But we just want entertainment and shock factor. And wow, he's got
Yeah.
something. He's
It
going to
is.
rape his ass. Well,
It's very circus-like, in my opinion. It's just an entertainer. But
That sells.
yeah, they didn't throw a plate at him. He kicked the plate, and
But yeah, sales.
it's there in his own video.
I mean, he's getting new boxes out there, not his boxes, new.
The
for
Polka
change-
Tom.
He's got a
Oh, that big clanky thing.
Yeah.
steampunk box. It's just ridiculous. Anyway, I'm gonna have to wrap this up. I gotta go.
Yes,
I'm done.
it's getting on for you. So
It is. I can carry on. I gotta go. That's all. So.
all right then. Well, look, thanks for joining us again this week, Order, and hopefully next week it'll be great weather, and we'll get a cemetery spirit box thing going.
That'd be nice. It'd be good. So, fingers crossed next week good weather. I'm not going to say definite because every time I say definite, something goes wrong.
Yeah.
But hopefully next week it'd be nice to stream from Le Cemetery. We'll see what happens. So,
What time is it ending? Not too long, Whispers. Not too long. You have to forgive. I've had laryngitis, and as you can hear, my voice is still not 100%. So, yeah. It's been a blessing for the family. They're like, yes.
Yes.
I can't hear you.
All right, bye-bye. And,
all right, then.
Little one, very good at your story, and don't be scared of spirits. Ask your mummy for stuff. She's cool. You'll go far in life. And remember, don't smoke. It's bad for you.
No, don't smoke.
No, she won't.
It looks very cool, though. Look how cool I am. Look how cool I am. I'm so cool. Yeah.
No, it's not.
I was strangely much quieter in this.
Huh?
I was strangely quiet.
We're all foggy.
I am foggy.
I don't know what happened to you guys. You're like a...
Yeah, we're very foggy. Chris,
yeah, you've got out of focus. Out of focus. And with that, so am I.
Chris, move your hand. Okay. I think it was Chris.
What's this?
Oh, that's a protection thing. Okay, so all right. So did you get your spirit box by any chance? Rachel?
Oh, me? Yeah, I've got mine.
Did you want to do a session?
I can't right now because my husband's about to wake up.
Oh, okay.
And he is not, yeah, it's like 7 in the morning here.
Oh, okay.
And he will flip out.
Well, we'll have to catch up again. And
yes, definitely.
And do a spirit box session on your spirit box.
That reminds me, for my reading, what was it that, it's all hot chocolate. I'm still trying to figure that one out.
Well, hot chocolate. Oh, yeah.
It's all hot chocolate. I don't know. I've still been thinking about it. It just randomly popped in my mind like yesterday about that. And I was like, well, it's all hot chocolate. I mean, like, I don't know. Something with that. I'm just still trying to think about it.
Now you're going blurry.
Now I'm blurry?
Oh, now you've gone normal. You were just going blurry. It's so weird. Okay. Yeah, so, yeah, there was something about hot chocolate that came up. It's all hot chocolate. And it's a really, really peculiar kind of saying I've never heard before.
I know. I was kind of like, it's all hot chocolate. I was like, what?
Yeah, so there must be something to do with, I don't know.
Well, it's stuck with me since you've it's come back to my mind just randomly, and I was just like, I'm gonna keep thinking about this one because it's just kind of random.
Hello, Mary Callahan. Thank you for joining. So I'm glad you're enjoying the live chat. And LT Light Goes Paranormal, thank you for joining. Kathy, I'm just sort of like giving a shout out while I'm seeing the names because they go too quick sometimes.
Oh, I bet. I couldn't do it.
Old eyes are trying to keep up with everything. But yeah, it was a very interesting, I mean, this is one good thing with the readings that I do. they're always different. There's always something that people take away from it. The ones that I find quite funny is when I can't understand anything of this reading. It makes absolutely no sense to me. And the other person is on the other end saying, that was absolutely brilliant. I'm like, really? I couldn't understand it, but they understood it. So
I don't know. I kind of felt like that. You were like that with me at first. Like, you know, you're like, I don't know if any of this makes sense. Like at the end, you seem kind of like, I'm not sure. But I was like, no, that was like dead on.
I know. That's typical. But yeah, it's what's that? I've heard it's all gravy. Yeah, that's an old saying. That meaning it's all good, but all hot chocolate.
What's wrong with hot chocolate?
Nothing.
I mean, nothing. I love hot chocolate.
But there must be something in it. There must be something
I feel
that
like there is.
either going to be said by somebody or I don't know. It's so weird. I mean, that woman, I can't get over that time with cucumbers. You know, this female came across and said, cucumbers are good this time of year. And I was hesitant in saying it because I didn't know whether it was something dirty.
I know. I was going to say, is that dirty or is it?
And the woman said, oh, my God, that was what my mother used to call me, cucumber. And that was their word type of thing. Like if ever she had passed over, she was, you know, going to say cucumber. And it's not something that you just pick up and run with, you know. I don't know whether you'd run with a cucumber, but could be dangerous. So what's this? Sorry, guys, got to go. Feel sick all of a sudden. Well, you know, thank you so much. I love you too. That's actually happened to me once. So I had this, and it was just the way it came out. I said to this person, after I saw you, I was violently sick.
Whoa, what?
And I didn't mean it like that. It was like, you know, it was just the way it came out. And we're all sick here.
I woke up with a headache. I got a bloody nose. My ear hurts, and whenever I swallow, my throat hurts.
No, we'll have to put her down.
Like I just have to put her down the street.
Yeah.
No
You'll be
questions.
better. Did you hear her? How dare you? Oh. So were there any questions in the chat room tonight, people? Is there any topics you want me to cover? Anything? Throw the ideas. Give me some ideas of topics. Have you got any ideas, Rachel?
Oh, no, not right now. I was just saying.
Nothing? Okay.
What's with chat? I can't see chat right now, so.
Oh. It's running sweet and smoothie. Yummy. I like whispers from heaven's interpretation. It's all hot chocolate. It's all running sweet and smoothly.
Ooh, I like that one too.
Yes, that's typical, Ray, the looks. Okay, so there's nothing yet. No ideas. Spirit guides and how to identify them. Good question. One thing I will say, and I've probably said this before, no one can tell you who your guides are. No other medium or any other person will be able to tell you who your guides are. They cannot even tell you how many guides you have around you. Why? Because they're there for you, not the other person. So they will never reveal themselves to anyone else. We all have guides, but as far as spirit guides go, you will be the only one who will be ever able to connect with them. Guides can speak to guides, but as far as, you know, I can't say you've got a female guide and you've got a male guide, or you've got an old man guide. Angels, who are usually what I refer to as our deceased loved ones, they will present themselves more. But as far as spirit guides, you know, these ones that say they've got a wolf for a spirit guide, you know, and they were told by somebody that, you know, there's these wolf following them around, and I think, oh, for Pete's sake, you know, these are these off with the fairy types, you know. But I have never been able to see anyone else's guide. That is a fact. And other ones that I've spoken to that actually do communicate with the deceased have actually said, well, actually, to be honest, I've never seen anyone else's spirit guide. And then I speak to my guide asking, can we see other people's guides? You know, is it just, you know, certain ones that can't see them? And she said, no, you will never be able to see anyone else's guide. You'll never be able to know the name of anyone else's guide. So there you go. So it's not just, you know, certain people can, certain people can't. So there you go. It is how it is. So when you're communicating with your guides, now let me just go back to the main question. Spirit guides, how to identify them. Well, they are different. They will be like that that voice in your head, basically telling you to do certain things, to and sometimes they will communicate with you through images. A lot of times guides begin their communication through the moment you wake up. For example, you could be just coming out of a sleep state, and you might see things that appear to be floating before you. It could be a book. It could be, you know, but they're not really there. They're actually like negative images of things. I used to see, and this was interesting because I used to see what looked like a spider, and this spider would be hanging down, and as soon as I would open my eyes, I would see it run off and vanish. And every time I would see this spider, then I would hear from my guide. And so that was my cue that she was stepping in and she was going to be connecting with me. Not saying she's a spider. So she's not a spider. But this was one of the things that I found quite interesting. Whenever she was around, that was my cue in knowing that she was going to be connecting with me that day. And so with the way to identify them is their energy is a lot stronger. You might find yourself feeling calmed by somebody. Sometimes it feels like a warm hug. You might get the feeling of, you know, someone being beside you when you go walking somewhere. If, for example, you are afraid of some place and you call upon your guides, you might get this sudden feeling of someone's wrapped something around you, as like a what's it called, a security blanket.
Yeah, exactly, like a security blanket.
So, yeah, so that's how your guides will work with you. Guides will also help you find things, you know, but as far as identifying them, they're all different. I believe, like with my guide, she is very unique. She's not going to interfere, though. If I make a decision to do something, she might give me warning signs, but it's up to me whether I follow them. You know, so they can never stop you. Yeah, they can never stop you from doing something, but they can help you with things. Like if I'm going somewhere and I say, you know, guide, be with me, or Suella, be with me, help me get this car space outside of blah, 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 I will actually get a car space directly at the door of where I've asked to go. and it's without fail. You know, if I've lost something, I will ask, please help me find blah, blah, blah. And I will have certain things happen. Like once, ages and ages ago, when my eldest one was a baby, she had this thing about the remote control, because I used to watch TV. And, I mean, you could go up and turn the thing on the channel, because it was like one of those dial ones.
Yes.
And it was black and white, by the way, but it was also remote control, and it was a great big chunky thing. So not easy to lose. But I asked my guide to help me find it. And all of a sudden I felt hot. So I went over to the window to open it. And there on the windowsill behind the blind was the remote.
Oh.
So she had given me that sign of feeling hot. She knew that I'd go to the window, and that's how her way of communicating where it was. Sometimes they would just tell you straight out, but sometimes they'll just give you on a little, you know, mystery tour, if that makes sense. But yeah, your guides are all unique, and they will communicate to you in a more direct way. In some sense, I feel as though with Chris, he's become a bit of a guide, you know, in the way that he's protected us, he's watched over us, he gave me warnings about my husband being unfaithful. And of course I was in denial. No, you would never do that, you know. And then my mother, her spirit visited me. You've got to kick him to the curb. He's doing this, and this particular day when I got home from work, and Chris said, go and ask him now to look at his phone. And I thought, no, you know, it's silly. And he said, go and ask him now. And I went out and I was like, well, what am I going to say if he asks why? You know, I was a bit hesitant, and I was actually a bit scared of what I'd find out. And he got defensive, and it was revealed he was. All the time when I'm working, here he is, you know. So it was heartbreaking. It was really, it gutted me. But I'm not the only one who goes through these things. But yeah, he has been a godsend. You know, he's been protective of us. He's just there all the time. You know, so it's lovely. So he's like my guide to some degree, protection, very protective. So I am blessed. I really am. So what is this? Debbie says, I haven't seen it yet. What happened with the UV light experiment? Nothing was said. What UV light?
Oh, I think I know.
Oh, fill me in.
Does it have to do with the Fantastic Daily?
Oh, okay. So is that where they're at? Let me have a look.
My husband and I were watching the videos earlier.
I'll pop out the chat. I might be able to see more. Does Chris have a brother? I've not asked him whispers, but if there's anything like Chris, oh my God. But news alert, I was actually given Chris's surname the other day, and it's Burgess. So he's got a surname. And it was funny because I thought, I wonder if I could find him, you know, anything on him. Because, I mean, where do you begin except the internet? You probably just type in his name, and if he's deceased, I don't know, put deceased Chris Burgess. And there was this guy that turned up, and his face is very similar, but all I got was laughing, you know. So I don't know whether that's his way of saying, yeah, that's me, or you're really clutching at straws here. I have no idea.
More into it.
But he didn't say anything. But I mean, little by little, I'm finding out a little bit more about him, and I feel like he's getting more comfortable. But it was so funny. I don't know if anyone had seen the photo of him with his tongue out to the side. I'll try and put it into a video so that I can zoom in. And what I might do is trace it, so that way you've got like the actual photo and you've got the one which is traced, so that way they can sort of like flip between the two and have a look. But I prefer not to tamper with the photo. Just, you know, put it up as it comes through. So that was potluck. I tried to actually record him doing it, but the contrast on the actual video of the iPhone just went really dark and nothing was showing up, you know, and I didn't want to put the light on because then he'd know that I was actually recording. But, you know, seeing me with the camera or the iPhone held up like this, I'm holding it up and I'm like waiting, but I didn't have the flash go off. You know, but the contrast for some reason on the video as opposed to the camera is really different. So go figure. I don't know. And there's this actual thing. So when you sort of like set it to a focus, if the room isn't that dark type of thing, you'll have this little square box appear and you've got like what looks like a sun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you can actually lighten it a bit more if you choose to. I didn't find that I could do that on the video. So, you know, Apple, begin to change that setting on the video and then I'll be able to get videos of Chris. So that way I can lighten the actual thing. So what have we got here? The Daily Guy with the Black-Eyed Kids. Christians, I was listening to you as well. Has Chris aged since he started talking to you? No, he hasn't actually. He's been the same. Hello. My other daughter's home. Yes, I'm talking to you. No, Burgess, not Sturgis. You should ask him what. Oh, I missed a few questions, did I? All right, so let me have a look. If he has a brother, send him my way. Your game. Yo, Johnny Klebitz. Hello. What have we got? Oh, Psygnosis. Yeah, it is Burgess. Liz Hall got it correct. So if you want to put up a question and if I've missed it, I apologise. I did have to use pop-out chat to see what was there. I'm going to scroll up and see. Sorry. No, that. Trying to find how to connect with them. I actually have a video up, which I put a link to in the last live stream on how to connect with your guides. And that's something that, you know, if you listen to it and you do it regularly, you'll be able to eventually, you know, I feel, connect with them. It's just a matter of relaxing and allowing things to come through without questioning them, because the problem is that we will always question things that come to us. I mean, in reality, this is what people do. They might assume, oh, well, that's my imagination, that's my mind making up this name. And as soon as you begin to think that way, it's like you block them completely. You prevent any type of connection, and they're like, well, you know, give us a chance. You might hear us communicate with you, but it might sound like it's your own voice. So in the beginning, you may think it's your own voice that you're hearing in your head, so to speak. And after a while, you will then identify with their voice. So, but you've got to trust it. You've got to trust that voice. If you hear a voice that sounds like yours and you want to identify, well, am I imagining this or is it my guides? You could say straight out, if this is my guides, please give me a sign, something physical that I can see, either a flash of light or a spark, you know, out the corner of my eye, that it's you. And they may do that for you as a way of demonstrating a physical presence, not so much, you know, something that you're imagining. But ask them questions, ask them, you know, to give you more of a cue that they're there, because they're always listening. But you've got to ask them to do a little bit more if you're doubting, you know, but don't just test them all the time, you know, because they will get sick of it. It's like anyone, even with spirits. If you ask them a question and they give you an answer, and then you ask them the same question again, it's like, all right, you're playing games with us, we'll play games back and we'll tell you anything you want to hear. So when they do that, you know, they do sort of have a short fuse. It's one thing I've noticed. They do. It's like, there was one time this lady, she was asking to find her passport, and this was through the Facebook page, and I saw it and I thought, well, I'll ask Spirit if they can help her. And they gave me this vision of a candle, and they showed me a white envelope with a window, like a plastic, you know, window type of thing on it. And I said, okay, well, I'm seeing this candle and I'm seeing a white envelope, and they showed me a drawer. So I said, look for a candle, look for a drawer with an envelope in it with a window face. And then I heard what sounded like plastic, and I said, and there's plastic. And she actually went into her living room because they'd only been there a few months or whatever, and she was looking for her passport because they'd moved and everything. So she thought it had got lost in transition. And so she found the closest thing to the candle was the wax warmer. So she looked around there and there were some drawers near it. So she opened up a drawer, and the first thing she saw was a white face envelope with the window in it, and right behind it a plastic bag, which was actually in the table opposite the candle type of thing, opposite the warmer. And that was within a matter of less than 10 minutes of them putting up, that's what I saw. So of course every man and his dog suddenly, can you help me find this? Can you help me find that? And there was one woman who, you know, because I said, well, look, I'm not going to, you know, put all this on Spirit. They were kind enough to do this for this person. This woman asked, you know, can you help us find these kittens? These kittens have gone missing. So, of course, because of that, I begged, you know, please, you know, these are animals, help them find. And they said, no, that's enough. That's enough. You know, we're not going to be used like this. So they said to me, they're gone. You know, that your clock is making noises. They
put it on silence
too. They said they're gone. So I'm naturally feeling depressed, and I thought, well, I haven't got, you know, anything nice to say. But it turned out they knew where the cats were, and they were actually under a tree. The cat had taken the kittens out under a tree, and so they were testing Spirit. So Spirit played games back. But the thing is, I was caught in the middle, making me look like, you know, well, you want to go past what we've said, that's enough. We will say something that will embarrass you. So I was embarrassed, all right, because I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm thinking they're telling me the worst case scenario, that like they're dead. So of course I'm relaying this information, but I had already said, they said that's enough. after that one. You know, they will do it at their own leisure. Yeah, I can't force them to give that information. So you can imagine, I was like, oh my God, you know, this is in a public place with hundreds of people seeing the post. Everyone, oh my God, I hope they're all right. And yeah, and I said, well, that's it. You know, that's why I'm not going to push it. If they offer to help me, then I will pass on what they show me. But nah, I'm not going to do that again.
No more. Can you find me this? Can you find me that?
Yeah, so it was awful. It was horrible. So I don't force it anymore. I don't, you know, if they say it, they will say it. If they don't, you know, they're not.
That's what I tell my husband, because he's like, why don't you just keep on asking them the same thing, or just keep doing whatever the heck I'm trying to do? I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, that's annoying.
Exactly.
That would annoy me.
That's like when people have readings, there are so many that will do a reading, and even if they've got their own cards, they'll ask a question and they won't like the answer. So they will shuffle them again and do the cards to get another answer. And it might come up the same thing. What they don't realize is every time they're shuffling those cards, they're getting a future reading. Eventually, if they go from one person to another asking the same question, they will eventually get to hear what they want to hear. But it may not be to do with that same person they're inquiring about, which is, you know, more than likely they're asking about relationships, or they're asking to hear, you know, does he love me? If it says no, accept it. He does not love you. Get over it, you know, move on. But people are adamant, I'm going to ask this again. I don't like that answer.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and then they get a future reading. So that's why I say, even with people having readings, never have more than one in a 3 to 6 month period.
Yeah, that's what I've read.
If you have one and then go and have another one, just know that it may not make any sense. And a lot of people find that out the hard way. They say, oh, well, they weren't that good because they didn't make any sense, you know, because nothing happened. And the reason that it doesn't happen is because they have already had a forecast, if you will, of things to come. And wherever that has finished, that's when their next reading effectively takes effect. So that's why you always keep a gap of 3 to 6 months between your readings. So what have we got here? Do human spirits have intelligence for the future? All spirits can actually see what's going to happen. That's why we will have warnings. That's why we've got, you know, premonitions that people are given through spirit of things to come. It might be, for example, you've got to contact so-and-so. And then you ring only to find that they've been going through a lot of trauma in their life, and, you know, in some way their soul reached out to someone who died, and they've connected with the next best person who can reach them. So spirits will piggyback in and contact other people for a reason. They'll give you a way of communicating. They might warn you of places. You know, you might have this sudden invitation to go somewhere, and you get this feeling, I don't feel well, I don't feel like going. And listen to it, because it could be spirit avoiding you going to this particular place because of something. And there have been many cases where people have escaped danger through not taking a certain route. You know, if they're driving a certain direction or whatever, they might see in their mind being shown something, and that's spirit. Usually it's their loved ones telling them, you can't do that, you can't go this way. So yeah, they do. They will. They're very intelligent. You've got to remember that spirit is your higher self. It is your it's not a brain type of thing. It's your intelligence. It is just purely intelligence. It's energy. So, and we've got another question here. why does he stay with you? That I'm assuming is Chris. And that's a questions from Debbie Ferguson. And that other one about, you know, spirits being intelligent, human spirits, was from Matt Graves. So why does he stay with me? It's a really good question. I've actually asked myself and asked him. But I feel it's more protection and the fact that I communicate with him. So, you know, if you're a spirit and you've got someone talking to you, are you going to just up and leave them? I don't think so. There's, you know, you're getting acknowledgement. You're feeling comfortable around that person. They're not judging you. They're not, you know, making you feel that you're bad. I mean, there was I think it was you, Matt, that was it Marge or Marge Matt? I don't know whether this is the same person, who said that photo that I took of Chris looked demonic, and you know that hurts them, you know, because you've got to remember they don't have a physical body anymore, so they begin to manifest in a way that they feel comfortable. You know, sometimes it might not come out the way they want, but never judge them on looks. Don't judge them on the way they sound either. You know, there's so many people who are ready to condemn them, saying they're demons, you know, because they don't look appealing. You know, do you walk up to a person in the street who might be disfigured and say they're a demon, you know, because they're different or they're not as attractive as somebody else? You don't do that, you know, and it doesn't mean that the appearance means that's how they are. So I've even spoken to spirits that have got very guttural kind of voices, and they are like, you know, I'm not bad. I'm not a bad spirit. You know, this is how I sound. Yeah. So, yeah, it's not a matter of looks. So just to add that while I got the forum open. Okay, so yeah, so as I said, Debbie, I don't know why he's with me. There's no real point in being around me. My husband's now gone. There's nothing there.
It's just really
we are friends. Yeah, but I think he's protective. Yeah, absolutely, and he's fun. So yeah, he's like a good friend. What is deja vu? Mary Callahan. Well, deja vu, from what you read about, is similar to having a premonition or seeing something that may remind you of a dream. So many people, they will have a dream, which is probably a premonition, and they might see a certain place and there's something familiar. Sometimes with deja vu, I actually believe that some places can be linked to past lives. You know, that will be, oh, I know this place, I've been here before, but you might not have never been there physically in this lifetime. But in a previous life, you may have, or you may have visited it in a dream. And so this is where, you know, do a little bit of soul searching, if you will. Ask yourself, you know, was it a dream I saw this in? Try to analyze where you saw that, where it came from. And that's why it's probably important to keep a dream diary, you know, or records of your dreams, because there may be something in those dreams that are important for you to go on. And good night, Kathy. So I hope that has answered it. But that's what I feel deja vu is. I don't feel like it's anything that we should be scared of.
No.
In some way has the ability to get connections. When they say that the waking state of a person coming out of a dream, if you will, is that of a psychic. So maybe that's when you connect highest with your higher self. I mean, everyone's different, but everyone has an ability to have the intelligence to perceive how things might turn out. You know, it's called common sense, a lot of it. You know, like if you think as a parent, you see a child about to touch a hot plate, are you going to let them touch that hot plate, or are you going to move their hand? So they may not have burned themselves, but you know what can happen if they touch it.
Yeah.
So you know, that's how also spirits will work with us. They can see what may have happened to other people going down the same path. They may know from certain, you know, leading up to events, how things are going to turn out. They may have the bird's eye view of a relationship, where when people are in a relationship, they can't see it from any other angle.
Not outside the box.
Exactly. So we might have, you know, people around us that are saying, you know, I really don't think he's right for you. And you might say, oh, you're only jealous. You're only saying that because you want to break us up. But this is the thing. People on the outside will always see more than what those involved will see. And this is with anything, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a job, whether it's a friend. You know, people might, you know, other people might see this person using and abusing you, but you won't see it. You know, they may see them laughing behind their back. Oh, what a sucker. You know, I got this money out of them because they gave me a loan, and, you know, I'm going to talk trash about them. And that is something others can see, but that person that's being abused. So look at it that way. Sometimes what you think may be, you know, jealous people or spirits trying to break you up, there may be a reason that you're getting this information. It may be that they're seeing things going on that you are not aware of, that you need to be aware of. So, you know, don't just say drop everything like a hot cake, but look into it. Be attentive to the information, and don't put people on pedestals that haven't earned that. You know, so there's a lot of people that get put up on a pedestal and they've not earned that right to be put on a pedestal. They've done nothing, you know. But yeah, so look into things, question why you're feeling certain ways, what has triggered a certain feeling around people, because it may be that your higher self in some way is trying to connect with you, because we are an intelligent being. We're actually we are intelligence after all. You know, you can be the most stupid person in the world but still have feelings, and those feelings can be what makes better judgment. So you listen to the emotion, the feeling that you're getting off somebody, and that can give you a lot more to go by about someone, as opposed to, you know, understanding them intelligently. So hopefully that makes sense. So I don't want to be rambling, but so what else have we got here? Why does time go so fast on these live streams?
Oh, I know it does.
Yeah, I guess it does. It's almost, wow, 11 p.m. at night. I guess I will be turning into a pumpkin soon. All right, so I think that's all the questions for tonight. You need 3 hours of sleep before the day begins. Bless your heart. All right, well, with that, I think we will say good night.
Oh, yes.
So in a couple of weeks' time, I invite you back to a live stream. And
yeah, definitely. I mean, forgive me for this one. I was a little shy. It's my first one I've ever done, period. So,
well, it was good to have you. It's nice to have you.
Fun.
And so next time we'll probably try and get you to do your little spirit box session and give people an idea of how you work.
Yeah, definitely.
But I hope everyone is having a great weekend. This it's a Queen's birthday, so happy birthday to the Queen.
Oh, yeah.
So we're having a long weekend in celebration of that.
Lucky.
Yeah, I don't have a break, but
Oh.
yeah. Oh well, what do you do? Oh, here we go. One more question. Is palm reading, crystal ball reading accurate? I think it is, to be honest with you, Debbie, I feel it is like a prop, to be honest, because everything is intuitive that you get. So with crystal balls, you can actually see things that come to you as a vision, or it makes a certain pattern. So this is how crystal balls work. You see a certain pattern begin to merge. When you're focusing on it, it begins to distort. You might have like things that appear like a dog. You might have the shape of a moon appear, which can tell you something is going to happen of a night time. Even on the palm isn't always correct. I mean, it might show you to have a long lifetime, but you might get hit by a bus tomorrow and die. But that may mean that, you know, in each lifetime that you are here for a long time. You might have many lifetimes to go. So you might have a short life thing and then live a long time in this world, you know, in this lifetime. But it may be that this is your last lifetime here, you know. So I don't look at it as being matter of fact. I go with, you know, and I do cheat in the fact that, well, whatever spirit tell me, that's what I'm going to tell them. So if they didn't tell me anything, I'd probably be like, what do we think is going to happen? Yep, you might get married. So to be honest, I'm not going to say, yeah, it's all from me. There are things that I will get. There are feelings that I'll get during a reading, and I will write down those feelings. But a lot of it is actually, I rely on spirit to help me. You know, I really depend on them to help me with the information. So, yeah, that's my cheating. So I hope everyone enjoyed the chat tonight. I really appreciate the input, the respect that people have also had in the chat. There's been a lot of politeness, which really does go a long way, and it's actually a nice thing to see. Yeah, there's always, you know, there's no swearing and carrying on and, you know, bitch fighting, if you want to put it that way. So yeah, I think I'm pretty lucky to have these people in the chat room. And for everybody who put a thumbs up, don't forget, when the video ends, put down what suggestions you've got for the next live stream, what topics you want to hear about. And don't forget that if you are interested in winning a copy of this A Lawyer Presents the Evidence for the Afterlife, which I still have not even opened, I will choose a winner. But what you've got to do is write down what, probably, you know, going on the title, what you think this might be about. And even if you do cheat and look it up, which many might do, so I'm not that stupid, what you think means that you deserve to win a copy of that book. You know, what do you think you could get out of that as an individual? And I'll put the names in a little drawer, and in not next week but the week after I'll do a draw, and that way we'll see who the winner is. So, and I will get you a copy. So don't forget, make sure you like the video, and when the video is finished and it's gone through all the processing, then put down what makes you think you would like a copy of the book. And everyone's name who enters into that, keep watching the live streams, and then I'll do a draw and we'll see who our winner is. So with that, I'm going to bid everyone a good night, a good weekend, or a good day, whatever you've got there. And Rachel with her sunnies. So I'm going to let you go now. So you can say goodbye, Rachel.
Adios, everybody. Till next time.
Yep. And hopefully next weekend we might even have order at the cemetery if the weather's fine.
Oh, I hope
so pray for sunshine. All right. Well, I'm going now.
You too. Adios, everybody.
Bye.